I gotta change an alternator and a Harley Davidson. I'm prepared this time. I went and I bought Imperial Tools, which doesn't have any socket Allen keys in it. So we're going to do that first. Oh, you look at that! Custom! Oh yeah, off to a good start. I've got most of the tools ready to take this off. I'm going to completely avoid it and take out the battery and all of this stuff so I have access to starter motor. So we need to get the starter motor out to get the casing off. Woohoo! Remember, turn the ignition on so it disarms the alarm before you remove that, or it'll scream at you. Now we're going to remove all this. There we go, a bit more space. I'll pop this off so there's a bit more space. Disconnect the battery terminal, a few wee bits and pieces, and that should just pull out and take that bolt and that bolt out. Okay, both bolts out, which are 5.5 or some sort of imperial measurement, which is fine. And you're going to give it a wee wiggle. There we go. That's really all the space you need. Back over here, I'm going to pop the drain the oil out, take this cover off, disconnect this shaft here, pull this step off, and then bang all these bolts out. Taking the step off, quite a lot of thread lock in them. Just might need a bit of heat on them. They work quite tight. That off, that's off. We'll move to this bit. There's that off, but jeez, the oil smells like your missus's muff. Woo! Mark the chain with a bit of paint marker so it goes back on this way. Cable tie on the tensioner just so it doesn't yeet away. And then I'm going to undo this. I need to take this bit off, and there's a nut behind there. A handy dandy official Harley tool that I made, which is going to go in there between the teeth. Bit of playing to get it nice. This is a left hand thread, so we're going clockwise to loosen. Flick this bar the other way, and then this one's a regular bolt, that way to loosen, and everything should just pull off. Don't forget to move the bar. Jeez, that's one tight. Woo. Ooh, wait, that's a tight wee bolt. Special tool out of the way, tensioner out of the way. Okay, this bolt's loose, that bolt is undone, tensioner's off. This should come together. Yeah. A little bit hefty, so. Now, this can't come off because there's a wee lip here. So we're going to take the rest of this off and should be grand. Probably going to lose a little bit more oil, but be fine. Two 90-degree picks, and I'll pull that off. Oh yes, that is the smell. Burning electrics and oil. Oof. So the 4 bolts out of it, and then pull it forward, and then you just have to pull it all through that hole. New one will come with all this anyway. Jeez, it's a mess. That's how it should look. Time to pop her in. A bit of rubber grease around that just to help it slip through, and bolt her into place. So pop through nice and flat, no crimped wires. It's hard to see, but they should be sitting quite nice. We put a thread lock on these screws and put them into 6.5 to 8.5 Newton meters, or like 1 eagle per square inch. And then pop her on. Oh, brother. For the primary housing, you're going to need new bolts, which should come when you order a gasket set. Each one needs to be tightened between 35 Newton meters and 38 Newton meters, and they need to be done in a sequence of bottom right, top right, furthest top right, bottom left, top left. So as you can see, that's not me. My boss came up giving me a hand because it's a wee bit busy. Anyway, this still here, which I'll leave on the screen, the bolt he is tightening, whenever it's to be tightened, it needs to be covered in, well, a couple of drips of Loctite, and then first we're going to tighten it to 135 Newton meters. We're then going to loosen it back off 360 degrees, and then we will re-tighten that to 237 Newton meters. And then pop back over to the other side where there is the left hand thread bolt, and it is then torqued up to about 95 to 108 Newton meters. That's the specs I've been given. From then, you need to bolt in the tensioner, which will be at 28 to 32 Newton meters, and then snip the cable ties on it, and that should be you ready to move on to the outer casing. I'm going to put this adjuster back in, give the clutch a few pulls, make sure it's working, and then we're looking for a nice amount of free play up in the lever, which that would be about right, but we'll not know until we test ride, so we might need to come back here and adjust it. And then we're going to put in a quart of oil, 2050 mineral, new gasket, face on, and then put all this stuff back together just in reverse of the way we took it off. There's the outer casing, and I'll put this here. This is the sequence that they need tightened in, and that will be at 16 to 17 Newton meters. If you want to pause to get that. This casing on to about 10 Newton meters, and start assembling everything else. Foot plate on, lever on, connect it up. Pop that cover on, bring all them wires over. Forget to bolt the starter motor back in and attach all of its wires and plugs. And we're going to keep an eye on this, but looks like we've got a charging Harley.